We welcome you back to Boshemer Gymnasium here on the campus of Brevard College for the women's basketball home opener. It's Brevard and Johnson and Wales here inside the Bosch. It should be a good one. Two teams above 500. Johnson and Wales unblemished on the season, 4-0 with 4 home wins to start this year. Brevard 2-1 coming off a loss at Guilford. Ryan Wilkes joined alongside Andy Farringer here live on YouTube again in the era of streaming services and subscriptions. We are so glad we can bring this to you free of charge. We hope you're having a great evening, great start to your weekend as we're getting closer to Saturday and closer to Thanksgiving as well. We'll talk to you a couple times before the holiday, but want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving and hope you enjoy that time with your family. So, Andy, we talked a little bit before we got on, and we mentioned that Brevard has not been shooting the ball well, about 43% from the field, but still scoring above 70 a game. What do you think's been the key to that in a 2-1 start to the season?
I think the big thing is just not giving up on each other. You know, it's a tough game, really tough game to score consistently, and some of these scores we've definitely had so far have been very good for the Tornadoes, even with the, as you mentioned, the lower shooting percentage. So just not giving up, still finding open looks, even though they aren't falling at some points in the game. They will fall eventually.
So some statistical leaders for the Tornadoes. Caden Johnson, the sophomore, has been a really pleasant addition so far. Not addition, returner from last year, but it's been a really hot start for her, averaging almost 16 points a game, over 6 rebounds, and she has come off the bench in all 3 games. She has not been in the starting lineup yet. I think that's intentional from Coach Donald Hudson, and talking to him before the game tonight, he mentioned that he will probably put Olivia Miller and Caden Johnson on the floor more together tonight to combat some of the size of Johnson and Wales, a lengthy unit for the Wildcats coming in from Charlotte. Andy, how much of a weapon is it to have Caden Johnson, who can score in droves, coming off the bench and providing that scoring?
Well, I think it definitely keeps streaks from the opponent stopped, because if she's able to score when the starters are off the court, that's a huge advantage for the Tornadoes, especially if an opponent like Johnson Wales tonight takes all their starters off as well. And then Caden Johnson, who started the season with 20 points and then 23 right after, is a huge thing for the Tornadoes to have.
I mentioned to Coach Hud the 43% shooting mark. He said that's not where he wants it to be, but he is very proud of his defensive effort, holding teams to about 33% from the field, and I think that has led to some of the early success. 2 double-digit wins and a loss at Guilford. The 2 wins came at Bob Jones and at Warren Wilson, and the Warren Wilson team, the Owls, will come into town on Monday for a doubleheader. That'll be our next event here in the Bosch, and a really quick turnaround for this Tornado team. You play tonight on Friday, then you take the weekend off, probably not off, preparing for the next 2, where you'll get Warren Wilson on Monday, and then you get Barry on Tuesday. So it doesn't get any easier from here. I think this part of the schedule is really where the Tornadoes will find out what they have here this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think being at home for these 3 games is definitely going to help that. I mean, going 2-for-1 on the road to start when you're still trying to warm back up to a new season definitely doesn't help them having 3 straight road games, but 2-for-1 is really good for that. As we see from the complete opposite, Johnson Wales started with 4 straight home games, so we'll see how they react to playing on the road for the first time, not in their home arena.
Yeah, and Coach Hud mentioned that scheduling was intentional. He wanted his team to be uncomfortable before they got comfortable here inside the friendly confines of Boshemer Gymnasium. And those 3 road games provided a lot of tests. Brevard did lead by double digits against Guilford, but the Quakers were able to fight back and get that 2-point win at home. But lots of positives for the Tornadoes so far. Over 70 points or more in each of the 3 games so far, despite that shooting number. I think that's great to see if you're head coach Donald Hudson and this young team heading into this season. And also, Andy, we talked about only going about 8 deep. So I think what he's been able to do so far with his team has been really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very rare where you see a team not playing more than 10 people in a game with 2 full substitutions. So with just 8 players to play in 3 games so far in the season is very impressive for the Tornadoes.
So just want to take you through what we've got coming up before Thanksgiving. Mention it briefly, but we'll have a rare weekend where there's no Tornado athletic events. That will feel weird, but it will be enjoyable to take the weekend off before a busy Monday doubleheader here inside the Bosch with Warren Wilson, and then Barry at home on Tuesday for the women before we take a little bit of time off for the holiday. So excited to bring you all that action here live on YouTube And we'll take a quick break and be right back with the first tip.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits. It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service. But more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
All right, we welcome you back to Boshemer Gymnasium as the national anthem has concluded, and we'll prepare to introduce our starting lineups for you Johnson and Wales fans. We have not forgotten about this squad and what they provide. I know we talked a lot about Brevard before the break, but there's certainly a ton of headlines with this Johnson and Wales team. The biggest headline is 4-0 to start this season, 2 wins over USA South foes, over Salem and Pfeiffer. It's only the second matchup all time between these two teams. Brevard won the last one 66-61 in 2024. Andy, you mentioned it before the break. Layla Toscano has been nothing but impressive this season. Talk a little bit about Layla.
Yeah, she's leading the team in points per game and rebounds per game, 14.8 points and 12 rebounds per game, with 4 double-doubles to start the season. So she's 100% in double-doubles with some really impressive numbers to get the Johnson Wales some of those wins.
Another double-digit score for the Wildcats. Kyra Davis averaging 12 a game and 3.5 rebounds. And another scorer near double digits, Gabby Tapley, as well as Malaya Preston, all averaging above 9 points. So this is a Johnson & Wales team that has multiple players that can get it done in the scoring column. And certainly some size and athleticism that Brevard's going to have to try and match up with tonight. As the Tornadoes getting ready in the white uniforms with the blue trim on the collar and the shoulders, as Caden Johnson will start tonight. Mentioned she had come off the bench in all 4 games, or 3 games so far, but also mentioned Coach Hudd was going to play her and Olivia Miller together a lot more tonight. Andy, what kind of threat do you think that provides with 2 of your top players on the floor at the same time?
Well, it's a whole lot harder than guarding just the top scorer on the court at one time. So definitely makes Johnson Wales think a lot more defensively and not just guard the top scorer that's on the court at once.
Johnson & Wales in the road blue uniforms with the black numbers outlined by white with the white JWU on the front. As we'll get ready to roll, Brevard looking to improve to 3-1, and Johnson & Wales hoping to keep that record unblemished here early in the 2025 season. Setting the floor for Johnson & Wales, Malaya Preston's out there with Deasia Crawford, Kyra Davis, Layla Toscano, and Gabby Tapley. For the Tornadoes, as mentioned, Olivia Miller, Jada Petty Wilkins, Alacia Hill, Annalie Morris, and Caden Johnson. Tips up in the air. It's won by the Tornadoes, and it goes to Alacia Hill, who kicks it up the floor. Wide open, Annalie Morris tries a 3. She got it. Morris comes into this one 50% from 3. She's now 5 of 9 on the season, and Brevard leads 3-0.
Can draw up better than that to start the game.
Pressing the front court, swing pass to the top of the key, and the answer is there for the Wildcats. With Kyra Davis for three from the top of the key, and now a turnover at midcourt. The Wildcats take it away. Here comes Deasia Crawford. She hands off Malaya Preston, who will slow things down with 26 on the shot clock. Swing far side, Davis now back to the top for Crawford. Under 20 to shoot, Crawford drives inside, puts it into the paint, mid-range jump shot, no good for Tapley, and the rebound corralled by Miller on the Tornadoes. Petty Wilkins on the far side wing, back to Hill at the top. And the Tornadoes set up offensively. Ball pressure applied by Crawford. She's defending about 5 feet outside the three-point line as Morris has it near side of the top. Miller, far side Hill, pass inside Johnson, back to the basket, kicks back out Wilkins, a deep three, back rim no. And the rebound corralled by Layla Toscano. Here comes Toscano moving quickly. She drives, elbow, tries a jumper, and it rattles home. Layla Toscano gives the Wildcats a 5-3 edge in the early going, about a minute and a half in this first quarter.
I mentioned there that she's the leading scorer and leading rebounder, and we saw it on both ends right there for Toscano.
Morris, a bounce pass looking for Petty Wilkins, and it goes out of bounds. It's a turnover. Second of the game for Brevard. And the Wildcats will inbound on the far sideline with Toscano to inbound. Tough place to inbound, but not too much pressure from the Tornadoes defensively as Davis brings it across midcourt. 5-3 Johnson and Wales early on in this one, 2 minutes in. Preston has it far side in front of the Brevard bench. Now to the elbow for Toscano. Toscano faces the basket, spins on Petty Wilkins. Left-hander rolls in. And 4 quick for Layla Toscano. Exactly as advertised. It's 7-3 Johnson and Wales.
A really crafty spin there by Toscano. That's going to be a turnover.
Now another turnover. Here comes Malaya Preston. Davis far side wing. Tries a three, missed everything. And Petty Wilkins grabs the rebound. Here comes Annalie Morris glancing down the near side, picks up her dribble, and she walked with it. You saw the idea there, just lifted that pivot foot, and it's another turnover. 3 early turnovers for Brevard. Actually make that 4 for the Tornadoes. And the Wildcats inbound.
Yeah, it's definitely something that Coach Donald Hudson definitely wants to avoid, especially early in this one.
Preston on the far side to the top for Deasia Crawford. Now Davis drives on Miller, spins around, tries a right-hand leaner, no good, and the rebound tapped around. Where will it go? It will go back. Actually, I think it'll stay with Johnson and Wales here. I don't know. Actually, no, we'll go back to Brevard as Miller will inbound on the far baseline. Bounce pass into Hill. She gives it back to Miller to try and break the pressure. Morris, good pass to Petty Wilkins, who gets some space, gives off Johnson. Her left-hand layup is good.
Really good ball movement there to get it through that press defense from Johnson and Wales and get the basket.
Textbook press break as the ball fed into the post for Tapley. Kicks back out, a three on the far side for Crawford. Back rim, no. She gets her own miss. Right-hand layup off the front rim, no good. Toscano, third chance for the Wildcats, puts it up and in. Layla Toscano, 6 points to lead all scorers in the early going, and it's 9-5. Another good pressure break from the Tornadoes. Morris faked the pass and scooped it up and in for 2. Crafty play from Morris, who's averaging almost 13 a game for the Tornadoes. As Toscano has it at the top of the key, she tries a three, no good front of the rim. Good block out by Olivia Miller, who's moving quickly. Miller down the right side of the lane, jump stop, tries a floater, back rim no good, and a bit of a frustration foul there from Olivia Miller. The first on her. And the score 9-7, fast moving first couple minutes, Andy.
Yeah, first foul we've seen so far in this one, kind of different than a lot of the men's games we've seen so far this season.
Crawford brings it across the timeline, dribbles to the right wing, pass to the top of the key. Davis goes past the elbow. Now a mid-range jumper. I believe it was tipped, and now a tie-up underneath the basket as Hill grabbed the rebound, but Preston tried to wrestle it away, and it will stay with the Wildcats as the possession arrow flips. 6 minutes on the dot to go here in this first quarter. And it's been exactly what we're expecting it to be so far. The pass goes to Toscano, got away, but she's able to get it back. Toscano sidestep three. air ball. Rebound had for a moment by the Wildcats, but now here comes Morris. Morris picks up her dribble, top of the key, Miller. Miller, nice crossover move, tries a one-hand leaner, and it rolls off the side of the iron. Tried to massage that one in, couldn't do so. Toscano tries a long two. Good block out from Petty Wilkins, and Morris grabs a loose ball. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Fast-moving first quarter of play between these two in-state folks. Far side for Alicia Hill, top of the key, Petty Wilkins. Gives off Morris, back to Petty Wilkins. Team's leading scorer a year ago, drives inside, gives off Miller. Nice little mid-range jumper, doesn't fall, but a loose ball foul called on the Wildcats. And it will stay with Brevard. I believe the foul is going to be called on Gabby Tapley. That'll be her first.
Yeah.
You see the versatility from Miller there, trying that little, almost like a push shot from right outside the paint. Couldn't fall that time, but a good-looking shot.
You mentioned the really fast-paced basketball that we have going on. We'll see if teams look to slow this down or keep it up.
Sub came in for Johnson and Wales as Caden Johnson can't get it to fall. Lily Gorham checked in. She goes down the right side of the paint and had it deflected away, and it will stay with the Wildcats with 4:59 to go in the first quarter. That will be, I believe, our first media timeout, as it will, as Tornado is ready to send the sub into the contest. We'll check on that. Kennedy Noble will check in the game, and we'll be right back after a quick break. Back here at the Bosch, home opener for the women here against this Johnson and Wales team, and this matchup has been exactly what we anticipated, a physical, fast-paced game so far. Looking at some of the numbers, Johnson and Wales about 31% from the field, Brevard 37.5, but has taken 5 less shots. As Coach Hudd mentioned, the offensive and defensive boards, and I think that's probably one of the focal points in this timeout, being out-rebounded by 3.
Yeah, for sure. And 4 less offensive rebounds than Johnson and Wales. Johnson and Wales with 4 already halfway through this first quarter. Brevard College does not have any, so we'll see if they protect that defensive boards better.
Kennedy Noble checks in at the timeout. Corletta Daniels is a corresponding substitution for Johnson and Wales as the Wildcats will inbound on the baseline. Bounce pass inside. Toscano tries a left-hand hook shot, and it rolls home. Andy, you mentioned Toscano had stopped going inside for a little while, and that's kind of her bread and butter. She gets it to go right there.
Yeah, she started 3 for 3 on shots inside the paint and then went 0 for 3 once she got out of it. So we saw her right back to the block and made it work.
Top of the key, Alicia Hill has it with 15 to shoot. Kennedy Noble pump fakes, gives to the top for Hill. Down near side, Morris, bounce pass. Free throw line for Petty Wilkins. Under 10 to shoot, now at 5 seconds. Noble tries a far wing 3, front rim no good. And Daniels with the rebound.
Good defense on that possession by Johnson and Wales.
Toscano tries another mid-range J, and it finds the bottom of the cup. 10 points, 10 of the 13 for Johnson and Wales have gone to Layla Toscano, who is red hot out of the gates. Now a pass tipped, and it will go out of play. Christina Roan will check in for Brevard with 4:06 to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, you mentioned 10 to 13 so far for Toscano, so we'll see if Tornadoes can kind of solidify her out of the game, but also got to make sure you defend everyone.
Noble bounce pass to the short corner for Miller. Back out Hill, tries a 3, back rim no good. Rebound tipped around, corralled by Gorham. Here come the Wildcats with a 6-point lead in the first quarter. Daniels has it, bounce pass to the top for Malaya Preston. Preston, top of the key, thinks about 3, gives free throw line And now a right-hand bank shot falls for Layla Toscano. 12 points for her in the first quarter. She can't miss, seemingly. And it's an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Now an entry pass to the free throw line. Roan back to Alicia Hill. Far side for Noble. Thinks about three. It's deflected away with 10 to shoot. Roan will try a three on the near side. Front of the rim, no good. Daniels with a long rebound, and here come the Wildcats. As Toscano gives back off to Kyra Davis. Davis tries a mid-range jump shot. Back rim, no good. Rebound tipped around. Gorham corrals and puts it back up and in. A 10-point lead, 17-7 for the Wildcats. Really good start for Johnson and Wales as the bounce pass goes to Hill in the backcourt. Free throw line for Noble. Inside Miller had it deflected away. Good recovery by Layla Toscano. As Johnson and Wales makes another substitution, Sydney Wells checks in, and Marley Carnathan checks in for the Tornadoes, and Malika Rankin as well.
Yeah, you mentioned the offensive rebounds before, and we saw it on the other end. Again, another second chance point for Johnson and Wales.
Roan will inbound on the baseline, passes out to Olivia Miller at the top of the key. Kick to the far side corner. Noble tries another three, and this time it finds the bottom. Big shot for Kennedy Noble. And it's a 7-point game. Now a pass to Corletta Daniels up court. Three for Malaya Preston. High arcing three, and she gets a shooter's roll. Soft rims here on the Bosch, and that one rolled in. And it's back to a 10-point lead. Rankin top of the key had it taken away as it was swiped by Daniels. Daniels moving quickly the other direction. Now far side wing three for Preston. She can't find it. Roan skies for the board. Christina Roan pushing quickly. Crossover at midcourt to try and fend off Malaya Preston. As we're under 2 minutes to play, Malika Rankin tries a near wing three. Missed everything, but Miller able to one-hand it back in. Noble squeaks through, and she's fouled. Kennedy Noble has been active, and she'll head to the free throw line. First free throws we've seen for either side in a fairly clean first quarter. That's gone by quickly as we're 1 minute and 46 seconds away from the quarter break. Noble's first free throw rattles out, and she'll try to go 1 for 2 and cut this back to a single-digit deficit. A really fast start for this Wildcats team, going on the road for the first time as the second free throw rolls home. 20-11 as here comes Malaya Preston quickly. Kick up the floor for Corletta Daniels near side. Back to the top for Preston, inside for Gorham. And she had it deflected away, back to Preston at the top. Under 20 to shoot for the Wildcats with 1.5 minutes to play in this first quarter as the Tornadoes have transitioned to a 2-3 zone. Long kick for Preston. She pump fakes, kicks far side. Gorham tries a left wing three. No. And Carnathan will escort it out of bounds. And it will go back to Brevard.
Yeah, you mentioned the 2-3 zone. I wonder if that's going to stop Johnson Wilson being able to score inside and then force him to chuck up some of these shots. They've made 2 so far, but both teams are shooting 2 for 7 from three-point land. So we'll see if this zone definitely helps the Tornadoes.
Kyra Davis back in the game as Roan brings it up the floor for Brevard near side. Brings it to the top for the Tornadoes. Kick to Noble. Now a skip over to Roan, top of the key. Three, yes! Big shot for Christina Roan. And the Tornadoes cut the deficit to 6. Here comes Preston up the floor, gives it off to Davis. The Wildcats looking to get adjusted to this 2-3 zone. Daniels drives baseline, tries a mid-range, no good. I think Carnathan got the last hand on it. She did. And it will stay with the Wildcats. But Andy, you see this 2-3 zone has kind of perplexed the Wildcats a little bit, who were able to get inside early. And we haven't seen that throughout the rest of this first quarter.
Yeah, we've also seen Johnson Wales also with the 2-3 zone, and Tornadoes are kind of starting to figure it out over these last couple of possessions.
Miss three, Miller, a pump fake, drives inside, no good. Second chance, it's tipped, and the Wildcats get it back. 2 chances for Miller as transition now. Davis inside, her layup too strong, was expecting contact, didn't get it. Under 30 seconds to play in the first frame as Roan has it in the front court for Brevard. Shot clock is off. free throw line for Carnathan. Back out Rankin, tries a triple. It's good. Huge shot from Malika Rankin. The Tornadoes have cut it to 3. Here comes Preston with 5. Across the timeline with 3. Preston tries an awkward 3. Back rim, no good. Look good out of the hand, but it doesn't fall. Andy, really nice surge from the Tornadoes. A 7-0 run to cut it to 3.
Yeah, for sure. As I was mentioning, that 2-3 zone, a couple of skip passes from the Tornadoes and passing back is leaving a lot of open room for some of these shooters, as we saw them make a lot more three-pointers towards the end there. We saw Malika Rankin get her first three-pointer of the year there. It's a good spot to see. And we mentioned how some of this not so great shooting is leading to the Tornadoes not being as good as they can be, but still being successful. It's only a 3-point game, and Olivia Miller, who's the second best scorer on the team, is 0 for 5 in the first quarter. So I think once she starts to click, it's really going to help the Tornadoes.
We'll take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, the Tornadoes trail by just 3 after trailing by 10 in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits. It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Back here for the second quarter of play. Andy, struggle from the field for both sides. Both teams shot in the 30s, the 36% shooting for Johnson and Wales and 35.3% for the Wildcats, but it's a tightly contested game. 3-point game, 20-17 at the end of first.
Yeah, big part of it's the 5 turnovers for Tornadoes and 1 for Johnson and Wales. And all their offensive rebounds, giving them more opportunities, more shots. They shot the ball 8 more times, so that's definitely what's helped them.
Roan pass to the top of the key, Miller. Miller looking for an option. Tries to hand off Rankin and does as she makes a move at the top. Get back off Miller with 15 to shoot. Olivia Miller, who spent last year at Lenora Ryan, makes her way back to Brevard. The ball is deflected in the backcourt. Under 10 to shoot for Roan, who corrals. 7 to shoot. Roan brings it back in the front court. Tries a 3 off the crossover. Back rim, it rolls around, no. And the rebound is tipped to Corletta Daniels. In the front court for Sydney Wells. Now pass deflected out of bounds. Active hands by Kennedy Noble. And Johnson and Wales retains possession. And Brevard won't be able to set up that defense that gave the Wildcats the fits. Actually, now it looks like the Tornadoes have gone back to a man look. Now we'll get back in the zone, so maybe just man on the inbound as it goes to the top for Wells. Now kick for Daniels, who tries a triple. Back rim, no. Good block out by Noble, and she rips it away to gain possession back to the Tornadoes.
Yeah, good hustle rebound there by Noble with 2 other Wildcats around her.
Good minutes for Kennedy Noble as Roan has it on the far side wing. Spins out of pressure, drives inside, tries a layup, no. But a foul. And Christina Roan goes to the line for 2 free throws. Good spin to get out of that pressure and get inside as Jada Petty-Wilkins checks in. Layla Toscano will check back in for the Wildcats.
We'll see if this 2-3 zone can keep Toscano out of it still.
Roan puts up the first of 2 when it rolls out. Tornadoes 1 of 3 from the line in the early going as Roan looks to split a pair at the free throw line. Her second is up and through. 2 trips to the line, both 1 of 2 from the stripe. This kick goes up floor for Daniels. Now to Layla Toscano, back for Deasia Crawford. The Wildcats move it around to Daniels, back to the top of the key. Now a pass inside for Kyra Davis. Her mid-range jumper, no good. And Rankin grabs a rebound off the tip. Pressured in the backcourt, she has to give to Jada Petty-Wilkins, who brings it across the timeline. Roan near side corner, a 3, yes. Christina Roan gives the Tornadoes a 1-point lead.
Roan with her second three-pointer, keeping these Tornadoes in as they take the lead.
Now the free throw line, Daniels tries to pull up jumper, and a good shot there from Daniels. Much needed bucket for the Wildcats, who are starting to find how to beat this zone. Get the ball inside the paint or at least to the free throw line and let your player work from there. 22-21, under 8 to play before halftime as the handoff goes to Petty Wilkins. She tries a contested mid-range jump shot, front rim no good. And the rebound goes to the Wildcats and Gorham. Deasia Crawford brings it across the timeline. Gives back off to Layla Toscano, top of the key. Pass short corner for Davis, back out for Crawford. Inside Toscano, great pass to Kyra Davis as she rolls it in.
Really
so
good
much
backdoor
attention
cut for Davis.
Yeah, a lot of attention goes to Layla Toscano, and Kyra Davis slipped right behind the defense. And the lead's back to 3 for the Wildcats. Petty Wilkins hands off to Malika Rankin at the top of the key. Pass to Olivia Miller on the far side wing. Miller to the top for Roan. So Wildcats in a man look right now against this Tornado offense. Roan off a screen, thinks about 3. Now looks for an option with 5 to shoot. Gives off Petty Wilkins, and she airmails the 3. And it goes out of bounds. Possession goes back to the Wildcats. Here comes Alicia Hill and Caden Johnson back in the game. And Malia Preston as well as Lily Gorham check back in for the Johnson & Wales Wildcats. This thing's tightened up here in the second quarter. Brevard trailed by 10 at one point in the first. And within 3, that tally remains the same here in the second. Inside for Davis, back out. Daniels tries a 3, no good. Rebound tipped around, Preston grabs it. She is denied by Caden Johnson. Here comes Alicia Hill down the far or near side wing. Pass back out for Jada Petty Wilkins. Petty Wilkins back to the basket, back out for Hill. Hill down the lane, tries a left-hand scoop shot, and it was turned away. It wasn't blocked, but the good defense didn't let Hill get a good look at the cup. Top of the key, Layla Toscano. Back out for Preston, who tries a deep 3. Back rim no good. Long rebound to Toscano, and she is fouled. Layla Toscano very active. She's got 12 points and 6 rebounds. And we're not even 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just as televised through those first 4 games, so really not skipping a beat so far for Toscano.
Preston passes in, Daniels back Malaya Preston. She tries a 3, no good. Rebound goes to Gorham. Another second chance for the Wildcats as Preston has it inside the paint. She slips. And a whistle on Brevard. Foul called on Rankin. That's the first on her. And that might have been a bit of a break for the Wildcats. It looked like she kind of slipped there as the pass goes to Toscano. Free throw line jump shot for Gorham. No good this time. Johnson snares it for Brevard. Here comes Alicia Hill left to right. Long pass for Roan. Roan drives inside, gives back off Johnson, who pump fakes. Johnson top of the key. Petty Wilkins. Jada drives down the lane. Turned away. Back out for Rankin with 15 to shoot. Roan pump fakes top of the key on Preston. Bullies her way inside. Tries a turnaround jumper. No. Johnson there with a second chance. And she had it tipped. Here come the Wildcats with Preston moving quickly. She gives off to Layla Toscano. Thinks about 3. Now she'll try it, and she'll hit it. Layla Toscano again at 15. She's 7 of 10 from the field. And Coach Donald Hudson will burn a timeout. The lead back to 6 for the Wildcats, and we'll take a break with them. 27-21 with 5:20 to go here in the second quarter. We'll be right back.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Back here at Boshemer Gymnasium, Ryan Wilkstone alongside Andy Fandra. Andy, Brevard had taken a 21-20 lead. The last 7 have gone to the Wildcats. What's kind of keep this run here for Johnson and Wales?
It's a lot of off-ball movement for the Wildcats. Brevard went into a zone which stopped them for an 11-point streak for the Tornadoes to go on, but once the Wildcats had that break and went into some offensive talks and fixed some things, they got a lot of off-ball movement, and that allows for a lot of shooters to get open.
Gabby Bryant checks in. She trapped Alicia Hill along with Layla Toscano, and Hill traveled with it. So another turnover gives it back to the Wildcats with a 6-point lead. Malaya Preston will inbound for the Wildcats here on the far side in front of the Brevard bench. Davis has it in the corner, and she walked with it, so it will go right back to the Tornadoes. Kayla Jean will check in for the first time for Brevard. That sends Christina Roan to the bench. And the Wildcats setting up a little bit of a full-court pressure here. Petty Wilkins inbounds long pass to Miller, who turns and finds a lot of space. Drives down the lane, tries a leaner back rim, rolls around, no good, but a foul called on Lily Gorham. It will be her first foul, and it will send Olivia Miller to the free throw line. Miller was kind of looking the other way, and then she turned out of the trap, and she had a ton of space and takes it herself to the rim. Her first free throw is good. And it's back to a 5-point game.
Yeah, Miller was very frustrated after that and one layup didn't go in. It's good to see a basket go in for that first free throw and the second one there.
Second free throw is good on the third trip to the line for Brevard. First time they've gone perfect from the free throw line as Bryant skips to Preston near side. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter as Toscano gives it inside for Gorham, back to the top for Preston. Now Bryant on the far side, and she traveled.
That's what I was talking about with the off-ball movement. You see some screens get set so that one of the wing players can pop up for the offense, but they're the bottom of the 2-3 zone in the corner, steps up and stops a lot of those open shots that the Wildcats had been having.
Hill pressured in the backcourt, trying to get away from the trap. She does, but she throws it away to Davis. Here comes Kyra Davis. Pass to Malaya Preston. It gets away from her. A handful of turnovers here in the last minute or so as Brevard inbounds with Olivia Miller. Her pass finds the hands of Alicia Hill. Now Miller trying to help break the pressure. Hill skips it up the floor to Malika Rankin, who's pressured in the corner. She finds Miller, who glides inside, but missed the layup. Good defense there by Gorham, hands straight up as it's kicked up the floor to Davis. Davis spins, tries a turnaround jump shot, and it's there. Really nice move from Kyra Davis as the lead is 7 for Johnson and Wales, 29-22. Hill pressured, Malika Rankin snags it away from the pressure. She drives inside and rolls it home.
Really good take there by Rankin. 3-on-1. Looked like the defender tried to bait her into passing it, but left her a wide open lane for the layup.
Toscano has it near side, back to Preston. Gabby Bryant thinks about 3. Now she'll drive inside, a little bit of contact, but she's able to roll it in. Gabby Bryant's first points, and it's a 6-point game. Toscano rips it right away from Hill, gives back Bryant, and tries a right-hand floater that finds the bottom of the cup. 33-25 as the pressure stays. That time, it looked like Hill clipped the left leg of Toscano. That warranted a foul, and the Tornadoes will inbound again on the baseline. That pressure has really made an impact on this game, but when it hasn't worked, Brevard has found points. It's worked more than it hasn't as Miller has it. Finds Malika Rankin in the middle. Rankin down the lane. Her layup rolls in. Like I just said, Andy, the Tornadoes have been able to break that pressure. They found points at the rim. As Bryant gives top of the key, Gorham back out for Preston, who pump fakes. Pass to Davis, tries a 3, no. But Gorham skies for the rebound. Jean gets in there and wraps up the ball. And the possession arrow stands with Johnson and Wales with 20 to shoot. See the physicality there. Goodbye, Jean and Gorham, not to make anything more of it than it was. As Bryant inbounds, Toscano at the near elbow. Toscano tries a mid-range jump shot. No good off the front of the rim. As Davis has it deflected away, and it stays with the Wildcats. Only the 4th miss in 11 shots for Toscano, who's already nearing a double-double with 15 points and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, 10 offensive rebounds for the Wildcats in the first half. So see the Tornadoes can play a little more physical, stay back, and grab some more rebounds defensively.
Preston has on the far wing. Her pass to Bryant is off her hands and out of play. 5th turnover for the Wildcats. The Tornadoes have turned it over 8 times. As Roan checks back in, Alicia Hill heads to the bench. Roan has in the backcourt with under 3 to play before halftime. Malika Rankin in the middle again, drives down the lane, right-hand floater, no good. And Preston skies for the board. She tries to initiate contact with Malika Rankin, no call. As her handoff goes to Toscano. Toscano down the lane, gives off Davis, her layup falls. In addition to those numbers near the double-double, she also has now 4 assists. Does Layla Toscano. Petty Wilkins down the lane, and it's going to be a charge. Malaya Preston took the harm, and it's headed the other way.
Yeah, you mentioned on that last drive, Toscano, 4 assists now, as everybody seems to crash towards her once she gets that ball at the free throw line. There's a lot of backdoor cuts happening for wide open layups for the Wildcats.
And that's the key to breaking a zone, right? You get it in the middle, and it's either a shot or a pass down low. And Toscano has been clinical in that area of the floor. Far side wing for Bryant. Top of the key, Preston inside for Davis. She had it ripped away. Here comes Christina Roan, who will slow things up. The Tornadoes trail by 8. Petty Wilkins will try a top of the key 3. She got it. We talked about Jada Petty Wilkins getting going, especially from 3, and a huge shot there to cut it to 5.
Yeah, her first 3 so far in this one. We'll see if she can keep that up.
Bryant gives back out Preston. Thought about 3. Now gives to the free throw line for Toscano. Good defense by Roan, and she goes to the top of the key, deflects it away, and the ball is tied up. Possession will go to Brevard. Roan went from defending Toscano to getting out to the wing and deflecting it away. What a sequence there from Christina Roan defensively. And the Tornadoes get it back with 1:39 to play.
Yeah, really, really good defensive effort. Definitely going to need that for the Tornadoes more if they want to get back into this game.
Annalie Morris back in for Brevard. And Gabby Tapley will check in for Toscano, who gets a well-deserved breather as we near the end of the first half. The clock is not running. I assume they'll get that figured. Now it runs with 1:36 to play. Miller has the top of the key, handoff to Christina Roan. Roan defended tightly by Bryant, makes a nice move. Gives back out Wilkins. Wilkins down the lane. Banker, no. As a long rebound goes to Jada Petty Wilkins. Near side corner 3, no good. And the rebound deflected out of bounds off of Olivia Miller. Another good look for Petty Wilkins there, and it looked good out of the hand. I think it's just finding that confidence here early in the season. And another good looking shot from 3.
For sure. Definitely just something that needs to take some rhythm, seeing some shots go in for it to really work.
Kayla Jean checks out. Back in is Kennedy Noble, who's had some good minutes here in this contest. As Bryant gives up to Kyra Davis. Inside for Preston. Preston bounce pass out to Tapley. Hand off Bryant with just about a minute to play in this first half. Pull up jump shot from Preston, and she has it. Good shot from Aaliyah Preston. As Annalie Morris brings it across the timeline, she goes inside for Noble. Noble spins. Kick back out Petty Wilkins. Annalie Morris now top of the key, drives inside, met by 2. Now Noble at the free throw line, drives down the lane, and it's a 3-second call on Kennedy Noble. And the possession goes back to Johnson & Wales with 40 seconds to play in the first half. Bryant takes it across the timeline, about 9-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Bounce pass to Tapley near the BC logo at midcourt. Bryant has on the near side. Free throw line for Preston. She turns, drives on Miller, and turned her away with her body. Now the second chance goes to Gorham. No good. Brevard snags the board. 15-second shot clock is off for the Tornadoes offensively. 10 to shoot. Pass to Roan, far side wing. She tries a 3. It's good. Christina Roan for 3. Now 3 seconds for Preston. She brings it across the timeline. Tries a prayer. No good off the backboard. And a good end to the first half for Brevard. Johnson & Wales had a 10-point lead in the first quarter, had a 7 or 8 point lead there in the second. But Brevard with a late 3 from Christina Roan able to cut it to 4, Andy. Really efficient stuff from Johnson and Wales so far today. Only shooting 38%, but the big highlight, 15 from Layla Toscano. What have you seen not only from her, but from this Johnson Wales team in the first half?
Well, it's definitely been all around her. When she started so hot, she's up to 15 points over what she's been averaging on the season. But then once Tornadoes really started highlighting her and playing defense on her, she just went and passed it to anybody else that she could find. So it's definitely what's making the Wildcats work so well so far.
15, 8, and 4 for Layla Toscano. Also a steal to add to her tally. The Tornadoes are led by Christina Roan, who ended that first half with a 3. All 3 of her field goals have been threes, and she's 1 of 2 from the line. And one thing I think, Andy, you'd like to see improve in the second half, Olivia Miller, who's played a team-high 18 minutes, 0 of 6 from the field. A lot of good looks, and I think you can expect some to fall there in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, as we mentioned before, just some shaky shooting percentages we've seen so far in the season, but she has 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block. So she's still doing stuff for the team. It's just the basket's not going to the hoop right now. So once that starts happening, it'll definitely help the Tornadoes in a big way.
About 14 minutes till we start this second half. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. We'll take a break and be back here live on YouTube.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits. It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Back here at Boschmer Gymnasium, Ryan Wilkes joined alongside Andy Farringer. Andy, before we talk about this first half, I just want to give a shout out to Mackenzie Harris. She hasn't seen the floor tonight, but the Harris family lives in my neighborhood at home. They're from Salem, Virginia. Mackenzie, I've known Mackenzie since she was real young. Her and my brother were really close friends back when they were kids. And her sister Olivia plays at Lynchburg College, so a family full of athletes. And just want to shout out the Harris family. Hope to see you guys soon back in Salem over the holidays. Maybe I'll run into you. But I got to talk to Mackenzie before the game, and it was really cool having that connection with her. And didn't see her play at the Division III level. I haven't seen her play yet tonight, but she had a career-high 16 minutes against Salem in her freshman year. So I know she's got a bright future ahead of her. But now let's talk a little bit about this first half with that out of the way. We talked during the break. I mean, I think it's pretty simple with his zone defense. Just got to make it a little bit more challenging to get the ball inside, because that's when things start getting kicked into gear, is when you find that player at the free throw line. You have those options. If you keep it on the perimeter, that's where it gets a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping it on the perimeter, but you can't. Inevitably, it's going to get into the middle, so the big thing is getting out, not letting those backdoor cuts on the bottom, get out to that wing. But, yes, truly try to keep it away from the free throw line as much as possible, because then the defense breaks in, and that's when the easy buckets happen. So as long as that continues to happen for the Tornadoes, that's when we saw them at their best.
Johnson & Wales ball out of the break, 37-33 your score, 10 minutes on the third quarter clock. And it's been an exciting game so far. The Johnson & Wales has led most of the way. Largest lead of 10. It's been trimmed down to 4. As we're back underway, Malaya Preston has it at the wing inside. Davis looks low, and a reverse layup, no good for Gabby Tapley, but she gets it back, missed it again, and Annalie Morris grabs the rebound. Here comes Morris across the timeline, bounce pass inside to a wide open Johnson. She couldn't handle it, but now to Miller, who drives inside, no good. Second chance for Olivia, and she finds it. First basket for Olivia Miller, and it's a big one to cut it to 2.
You can see how relieved she was on her face getting back as she finally got one in, a field goal into the basket.
Inside now, Tapley backing down Johnson, and she reached over and slapped the wrist of Gabby Tapley, and will send her to the line for 2 free throws. First free throws of the game for Johnson & Wales, and they'll come from Gabby Tapley. And Andy, we talked about this during the break too. We weren't sure how far along she was, but here comes Skylar Pettibone. She is a senior who played on the women's soccer team, was a large contributor for the women, and now she brings her talents to the hardwood, and she checks in for her first action in the Brevard College uniform. That sends Johnson to the bench. First free throw from Tapley sits on the top of the rim and rolls in, and it's a 3-point game. Skylar definitely provides some size, standing 6'1". Out of Sanford, North Carolina. She played last year at Mount Holyoke as a second free throw swished in. Back to a 4-point lead for Johnson & Wales as Miller gives off to Hill, who brings it across the timeline with 23 to shoot. Good defense here on the far side from Deasia Crawford. Morris feeds it inside. Pettibone back to the basket. Skylar one dribble, picks it up, back out to Hill. 12 to shoot. Jada Petty-Wilkins has at the top of the key. Screen by Pettibone. Petty-Wilkins off the screen. Bounce pass looking for Miller. It was kicked with 4 to shoot, so the clock will be reset to 20. Good break there for the Tornadoes. It was going to be a tough shot near the horn, but you get 20 seconds to shoot now with Hill to inbound on the baseline. Hill to Petty-Wilkins, who gets it away. Now mid-range jumper for her, and the bank is open. Jada Petty-Wilkins banks it in, and it's back to 2. Malaya Preston, top of the key. Now a feed inside Tapley. Pettibone defending. She gets around her. Can't get it to go, and Skylar grabs a rebound. See the impact of her size as Hill brings it up the floor for Brevard. Hand off to Morris. Morris looking inside. Drives in the lane. Tries a floater. It was tipped. And it finds the waiting arms of Kyra Davis. Davis up the floor, but there's Jada to take it away up the floor looking for Morris, and too far. Jada Petty-Wilkins looking for Annalie Morris, and the pass had a little too much mustard on it. And Looked like an easy 2 there for Brevard.
Yeah, Wildcats really got away with one there with that errant pass.
Preston moving left to right, gives off to Deasia Crawford, now inside for Toscano, and she walked with it. You see the impact of Skylar Pettibone's size. Not sure how much of an offensive threat is going to come. Haven't really seen her on offense yet, but you can see it defensively. She's forced a missed shot, now a turnover. And brief time on the floor. Miller across the timeline, crosses over. Davis able to get a hand on it. 2 players on the floor, and it finds Malaya Preston. Here comes Preston, floats it inside Tapley. She's doubled, and Hill knocks it away. Alacia Hill falls to the floor. 2 players collide. It's a tie-up, and it will go to the Tornadoes. Bodies flying here in this second half. We're just over 2 minutes in. It's a 2-point game, as the officials discuss. Donald Hudson pointing at something, probably some moisture on the floor, as that's where Hill took a spill. Will come wipe up that moisture, as Hill and a pair of Wildcats took to the hardwood for that loose ball. You always love to see those hustle plays, and those have been plentiful tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some issues so far this year in basketball games with the floor being a slippery issue, so we'll see if hopefully this gets settled early.
And these 2 teams, they need 2 or so hours apart. It's only the second time they faced off. I would like to see this matchup in the future, as fun as it's been tonight, as Hill gets the inbound pass. Drives on Crawford, lots of contact, looking for Pettibone, and it goes out of bounds. Looked like the whole way down the floor, Hill was trying to sell that contact. Didn't get the call, goes in between the wickets of Skylar Pettibone. And it will go back to Johnson and Wales. Crawford brings it left to right across the timeline. 7.5 to play in this third quarter. Free throw line, Davis tries a mid-range jump shot, and it's pure. Good shot for Davis. And it's back to a 4-point lead. Miller brings it up the floor for Brevard. Handoff to Petty Wilkins on the far side wing. Jada top of the key, screen from Skylar Pettibone, space for Jada, tries a 3, and she got it. Jada Petty Wilkins, just a sliver of space, and she knocks it through. And it's a 1-point game. Bounce pass, free throw line, and it's taken away by Alacia Hill. Here comes Hill across the timeline, looking inside. Kick to the corner, Morris thought about 3, drives inside. Kind of wild shot, and a foul called on Preston. That will send Annalie Morris to the line with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, a lot of contact all day. A lot of contact's been kind of just let go by the officials. But finally there's a foul there going against the Wildcats.
2 free throws for Morris. The first one rolls in, and we're tied at 41. 41 apiece. Second one set for Morris. She lines it up and sticks it through. 1-point lead for Brevard, as Deasia Crawford brings it across midcourt, gives off Toscano, top of the key. Crawford now gives off Preston. Preston pump fakes, as Morris defends at the top, hands off to Hill. Crawford will try a near wing 3, it's good. Big shot for Deasia Crawford. That continues the trend of Johnson and Wills having an answer, but now up the floor, Pettibone wide open, gives off Morris, who dribbles around. Now she'll reset with 20 to shoot. Preston pressuring. Morris drives inside. She's fouled, can't get it to go. And it will be 2 more free throws for Annalie Morris.
Yeah, a lot of contact. Back-to-back possessions. We'll see if Annalie Morris can cash in on these free throws as well.
Hill heads to the bench with Rankin checking back in. There'll be 2 free throws for Morris. Her first one is through, and we're tied. Actually, it's a 1-point game, and now it'll be a chance to tie the game for Annalie Morris. Her second free throw is good. 2 perfect free throw line trips for Annalie Morris, and we're back tied at 44. Long pass up the floor for Preston. Now Crawford top of the key. She tries again. High archer that missed everything, and it goes out of bounds. You could see Crawford in a high archer that she kind of had to change up that shot when the pressure came, as Miller over the head pass to Rankin near midcourt. Rankin takes it across the timeline, gives off for Jada Petty Wilkins, far side right in front of the Brevard bench. Top of the key for Annalie Morris. She gets a screen from Skylar Pettibone. Thinks about three. Now looks inside, has Skylar. She faces at the basket, has it deflected away by Toscano, and it will stay with the Tornadoes with 14 to shoot. Morris will inbound on the baseline. Looks inside. Now throws it all the way to the top, looking for Petty Wilkins, who comes out to corral. Now a bounce pass for Miller. It was tipped away, but she gets it back. Tries a mid-range jumper. Can't get it to fall. Here comes Preston across the timeline. Preston to Toscano. A long two for Layla Toscano. Back rim no good. And Petty Wilkins with a physical rebound.
A lot of really good looks for the Tornadoes on these last couple drives. We'll see if they can keep that up here.
Far side corner. Morris for three. Yes! Annalie Morris up to 12 points, and the Tornadoes lead by 3. It matches the Tornadoes' largest lead in this contest. As the Tornadoes reset in that 2-3 zone. Free throw line, Davis. Back out Preston. She tries to answer, and she does. 47 apiece. Punch for punch we go here in the third quarter. Miller over the head pass to Rankin. Rankin looks inside for Skylar Pettibone. Kick back out. Morris again. Her three rolls in. Another three for Annalie Morris. We mentioned she was a 50% shooter. Coming into this one, she's 3 for 3 tonight from behind the arc. It's back to a 3-point lead. Free throw line, Davis looks inside Tapley. She's able to tiptoe the baseline and keep it in play. Now a pass inside, blocked. Now back out, a three for Toscano. Back rim no good. Long rebound for Rankin. Wide open as Morris up the floor. Morris gets a contact. No whistle, but it's deflected out of bounds, and Donald Hudson irate with that. More irate with, I guess, Malika Rankin on something there. But he certainly wanted that foul. Nonetheless, we'll head to immediate timeout in what has been a wild last few minutes. It's 50-47 Brevard off a surge from Annalie Morris, who now ties a game high with 15 points. And we'll head to a quick break. Be right back on the other side.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits. It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
What a surge it's been for the Tornadoes. And Annalie Morris, who had 2 perfect trips at the free throw line, knocked down a pair of threes to surge this run for Brevard, who now leads by 3 and will inbound out of the timeout. Andy, I mean, we had to catch our breath during that last timeout. It's been wild the last couple minutes here at the Bosch.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of going back and forth. A lot of really good defense for the Tornadoes. We'll see if they're able to keep this up.
Now Rankin tries a 3, and she has it. A barrage for the Tornadoes from 3. 11 threes on the night. Davis has it deflected away by Rankin, and it will stay with the Wildcats. The Tornadoes now have their largest lead of the game at 6 points after a barrage of threes behind the arc. Hand off to Preston, who gets a screen. She sets her feet, launches one, no. And Pettibone high points the rebound and hands off to Morris. Morris trying to draw contact at midcourt. Now she'll just set things up with 20 to shoot. Screen at the top for Morris. Morris drives inside, right hand scoop shot, rattles in as Morris takes a spill to hardwood. It's an 8-point game, 55-47.
Morris with 17 now, leading all scorers.
Preston top of the key, looking for something to reignite this Wildcat offense, who has been subdued here in the third quarter. Pauletta Daniels has it, now back to Preston, who plays hot potato with Daniels on the far side wing. Bounce past Preston, she tries another 3, no good from the rim as Rankin grabs a rebound. Rankin looking up the floor, she just gives it up to Morris, who will slow things down for Brevard, leading by 8. Pettibone sets the screen, top of the key. Morris rejects it, drives inside, tries a right-hand layup again, and it's good. Annalie Morris, have yourself a night in the third quarter here at home, and Brevard leads by 10, the largest lead for either team in this game. As Daniels gives off to Scano, free throw line, Davis back out Preston. Preston the top of the key, Morris looking for an option. Andy, as we mentioned, the ball staying on the perimeter as it now goes inside. Noble deflects it away, and here comes Miller. Miller driving down the lane, Euro step, lost it, gets it back. Gives to Pettibone, tries a mid-range jumper, and Skylar Pettibone with her first points in the Brevard uniform, and that just set the roof off Boshemer Gymnasium. It's a 12-point lead.
You could tell how much it meant to her in the soccer season as this school, or meant to this school how well she played, and you just saw it erupt in here as she scored that basket.
And listen to this gym, everybody engaged as Preston will try another three, no good. Pettibone grabs the board and slows things down with Miller. Hand off to Morris. And Coach Judge is telling him to slow the pace. We got a 12-point lead with 1:44 to play in the third quarter. Pettibone tries to set a screen. Morris rejects it for a moment. Now uses it to the top of the key. 10 to shoot. Morris to Pettibone. She tries again. Back rim no good. Another good-looking mid-range jumper for Skylar as Toscano grabs her 9th rebound. Preston down to the corner. Pump fake. Nice-looking jumper, and she floats it in. Malia Preston just used that pump fake to sell the defense away, and she puts it in to cut the deficit back to 10.
Yeah, Preston's really wanted to shoot all day. That was a really good pump fake there to get the defenders to jump and leave her an open shot.
Miller top of the key for Rankin. She loses her balance and has it taken away. Here comes Preston down the right side of the lane, and it touches every side of the rim and rolls home. Back to single digits. It's an 8-point game. Brevard leads 59-51. Rankin brings it across the timeline for the Tornadoes under a minute to play. In the quarter, Brevard has dominated. Now Rankin loses it again, and she fouls Preston on a turnover.
Yeah, definitely a frustration foul there.
Gabby Bryant back in. Carlotta Daniels will head to the bench. As a lot of players' hands on the knees here trying to regain their breath in a fast-moving and aggressive third quarter. Preston top of the key, gives off Bryant. Now back to Preston. Preston has some space top of the key, passes to Bryant, inside for Toscano, back out Davis. Far side corner three, no good off the front of the rim, long rebound, goes to Morris. Annalie Morris behind the back, step back, mid-range jumper, no good. Wanted a foul and some contact, and now numbers. Bryant up the floor, her right-hand layup rolls in. 6-point game, 5 to shoot for Brevard. Morris brings it across the timeline, behind the back. Morris steps into a long three, back rim, no good. Good surge from the Wildcats at the end of that quarter, cut the deficit in half. That was 12. It is now 6 as we head into the final quarter of play. Andy, really fun quarter there between these two teams.
Oh, absolutely. 14 points in just the quarter from Annalie Morris. Quite the period there for her. And of course, Skylar Pettibone getting her first points in the basketball season. Really good defense all around.
There's a 4-point lead for Johnson and Wales heading in the halftime break. Brevard outscores the Wildcats 26-16 in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back for what is sure to be an exciting finale here inside the Bosch. We're set for quarter number 4 as the Tornadoes lead the Wildcats 59-53 here live on YouTube. Inbounds pass goes to Bryant, back out to Aisha Crawford, now top of the key. Crawford swings it back to Bryant, who tries to drive baseline. She's turned away, pass is deflected. Finds the hands of Bryant with 19 to shoot. Far side, Sydney Wells. Now a kick to the corner. Crawford drives baseline. Miller gives off Gorham, who tries a mid-range J. Back rim, no good. Miller saves it back to Alicia Hill. And the Tornadoes looking to run. Pass up the floor. Noble, left-hand layup, no good. Pettibone there for a second chance. She lost it out of bounds and will go back to Johnson and Wales. Skylar Pettibone has been active in this one. Almost had a bunny at the cup, but couldn't handle it. And 30 seconds in, nobody scored yet here in the fourth frame. Bryant has on the far side wing. Free throw line, now back out Tapley. Near side, Deasia Crawford tries a skip pass, nobody home, and it goes out of bounds. Tapley tried to keep it in bounds, couldn't do so. And Brevard gets possession back, leading by 6, 45 seconds into the fourth quarter. Miller gets it across the timeline for Brevard, crosses over on Bryant. Nice move, gets inside the paint, gives back to Pettibone. Top of the key, Roan wide open, her three, no good. Deflected back to Kennedy Noble, back out to Roan. As now Roan drives inside the paint, trying to bounce pass inside for Miller. Deflected out of bounds, and it will stay with the Tornadoes. Elia Preston will check back in. Send Deasia Crawford to the bench. And Alicia Hill will inbound. Inside Pettibone. She is fouled at the cup by Gorham. Good baseline out of bounds play that gets Pettibone loose. And she'll head to the free throw line. 2 points for Skylar, 3 rebounds, and assist in her debut. And her first free throw attempts, first one is good.
After that first basket from Pettibone, you could tell she got a lot more
confident.
Yeah, much
There
more confident.
Hey, we're nearing the break. It's all right. As her second one rolls off, Tapley grabs a rebound. Bryant across the timeline, back to Preston. 7-point lead for Brevard here early in the fourth quarter. Top of the key, Bryant swings it to Preston on the far side. Wyatt Preston back to top of the key. Now right back to Preston, who tries a three. No, but the weak side rebound is there. But an errant pass, and Alicia Hill tracks it down. Hill trying to beat one player. Bryant, a hard foul. And I don't know if they're going to have a discussion about that, as Bryant took a swing at Hill. As Toscano checks back in. Wells heads to the bench. They're just going to rule out a basketball play as Hill heads to the line for 2 free throws. Hill's first free throw is good. And it's an 8-point game. Brevard has executed well from the line, 10 of 13 on the night. As Hill will prep for free throw number 2. Second one is good as well. And it's a 9-point game. Here comes Bryant moving quickly left to right for the Wildcats. Gives off to Toscano. Top of the key, Bryant. Swings it over to Preston. Bryant gets a screen top of the key. Kicks Preston. Thought about 3. And you see Christina Roan ever so active in that zone. As the pass goes to Bryant, who tries a long 2. Front rim no good. Roan tracks down the rebound. Roan doubled in the backcourt trying to get out of the pressure. She flips it up the floor to Hill, who slows things down. Now she'll drive inside. 2 hands on the back from Bryant. And it will be on the floor. Christina Roan active in that defense. She grabbed the rebound and then beat the pressure. She did a little bit of everything on that play as Davis checks in. We'll send Bryant to the bench. And a big lineup here on the floor for Johnson Wells. Actually, it will send Gorham to the bench. Bryant will stay in. As Hill looks at inbound, looks inside, has Skylar, who flips it up and in. Skylar Pettibone has 5. And she's really kind of ignited this team, not just scoring, but defensively on the boards as well. 11-point lead for Brevard. Kick to Preston, who thinks about a long 2. Now she'll fire it up. No good. And Noble skies for the board. Here comes Hill across the timeline. Kicks back out Miller. Miller pump fakes, drives inside, tries a floater. Back rim no good. Grabs her own miss. Bounce pass to the corner. Noble for 3. Yes! Kennedy Noble knocks it in. It's a 14-point lead for Brevard. And Johnson and Wales burns a timeout. What a surge it's been from Brevard throughout this second half of play. And with 7:22 to go, it's all Tornadoes 67-53. Your score. We'll take a break with them and be back on the other side.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Back here at the Bosch, it's all Tornadoes 67-53. After trailing by 4, outscoring the Wildcats by 18 here in the second half. Andy, you made a point about the bench. What's been so impressive about the girls off the bench tonight?
Well, 32 points out of the 67, so really strong performance from the bench, highlighted by 10 from Christina Roan, 10 from Malika Rankin, 7 from Kennedy Noble, and 5 for the first time from Skylar Pettibone.
Kyra Davis kicks to the top for Layla Toscano, who's been fairly silenced in this second half, hasn't scored. As Bryant has on the far side wing, inside Toscano, had it tipped away, and Skylar corrals. Here comes Christina Roan across the timeline. Corner for Kennedy Noble. Now swings it back to Olivia Miller. The corner, Noble again looking inside for Skylar. She had position. Her pass was deflected away, but Hill able to track it down. To the top for Noble. She lost it. 10 to shoot for Brevard. Noble spins away from the pressure, and then she picked up a dribble and traveled. Good pressure there from Johnson and Wales. You see Skylar, I know we've talked about her a lot, but you have to here in her debut. Fresh off the women's soccer season that ended, I believe, under a week ago.
A week ago from Saturday,
and
yeah.
She has come along quickly and is seeing extended run here in the second half. As pass goes to the top for Toscano, Gabby Bryant has it near side. Back to the top, Davis inside pressing, kick back out Toscano, drives baseline on Miller. Left-hand shot blocked by Skylar Pettibone, and here comes Miller. Miller crosses over on Davis. Slow it down with Alicia Hill. 23 to shoot, and just over 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Roan controls, gets a screen from Skylar Pettibone, crosses back over, drives inside, right-hand floater, banked, no good. And a long rebound for Tapley. Tapley slows things down with Toscano at the top of the key, swings it to Preston. A baseline and a floater for Tapley, no good. And Miller with a long rebound. Here comes Olivia driving down the lane, feeds off Hill. Her layup no good, but a foul on Bryant. And it will send Hill to the free throw line.
Some really sound defense on the Tornado side, and it's just leading to these fast break offensive possessions, and where the Wildcats are fouling a lot, leading to a bunch more free throws.
It was a slow start for this Brevard team, who first half it looked like it was all Johnson and Wales for a while there, and then things have definitely changed in this second half. Hill's first free throw no good. Only the fourth miss of the night from the line for the Tornadoes, shooting above 70% from the free throw line. As Hill will put up the second, and she goes 1 of 2 from the line, and the lead is 15. 5:45 to go. Preston brings it across the timeline for Johnson and Wales. That zone has been really effective here in the second half. Entry pass to Toscano. She gives off Davis. Davis tries a floater. Missed everything but the backboard, but Corletta Daniels, there's the second chance. Preston crosses over. Thought about a step back three. Now free throw line for Toscano. No good. And the rebound finds the hands of Kennedy Noble. Quiet second half. Scoreless for Layla Toscano. As Hill back to the basket. Fends off the pressure from Preston. Hill drives baseline, right hand layup is good. It was all Alicia Hill. That possession didn't touch anybody else's hands. And Hill takes it in for 2. She's up to 5 points tonight.
Yeah, really crafty with that half spin on the wing. Really took her defender away and went straight to the basket.
Preston near side, wing to the top for Daniels. Swing now to Davis, inside Tapley. It was tipped not once but twice, and it goes out of bounds. Here comes Gorham back into the game for Johnson and Wales. Andy, this is exactly what we talked about. I don't know if Coach Donald Hudson was listening in as we'll go to immediate timeout. But we mentioned in the first half, once they got the ball inside to the free throw line, that's where the problem started. In this second half, not only has the Tornadoes kept it on the perimeter, but when it gets to that free throw line, they're crashing down, and they're making sure that back cut's not there. They're relying on that one-on-one defense at the free throw line. I think that was the right move here in the second half. And,
I mean, we keep mentioning here, but I think Pettibone has definitely been a huge part of it. It's a lot easier to find an open cutter when it's a 5'6", 5'4" defender in front of you, rather than a 6'1" defender in the middle of the paint.
And you saw that just on that last possession. Pettibone got a hand on it on that pass in the first half that was working from the free throw line down to the cutter on the baseline. But with Pettibone there, she got a hand on it, then it threw Tapley off. She couldn't corral it.
Yep.
And I think that has really been the turning point.
It lets those corner defenders not have to think so much. They're just reacting off what they're seeing instead of knowing they need to be at one spot, but then if that person's not there, what are they doing now? Now they're just reacting because that defensive presence is there for them.
So Pettibone heads off the floor. It will be Caden Johnson back in, but that's the last we've seen of Skylar. I think head coach Donald Hudson sees a lot in this game from her and what she can provide moving forward as Brevard leads by 17. And inbounds to Annalie Morris, who leads all scorers with 19 points. She's pressured by Preston. Throws it to Olivia Miller at the top. Far side wing, Kennedy Noble. Roan top of the key now with 14 to shoot. Crosses over, steps back. Bounce pass into Caden Johnson. The left-hand layup for Johnson rolls in. Johnson back to the basket. Good post move on Lily Gorham, and she scores to make it a 19-point game. Preston across the timeline. Andy, also to mention, this is the fourth game out of 4 tries that Brevard is over 70 points. As Preston tries a near wing three, no good front iron. Morris with the rebound. She goes behind the back. Preston applying pressure. Deflects it away, but it finds Miller. Here comes Morris all by herself, top of the key. Preston applying that hard ball pressure here. Morris shakes loose, and 2 hands from Preston and a foul. Morris says, okay, if you want to get close, I'm going to take her right by you and go to the cup. And Preston fouls. She's obviously frustrated here in this fourth quarter. Morris heads to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, a lot of that frustration, I think, is coming from the offensive side, though. 2 for 12 from three-point land for her. 5 for 18 so far in the entire game. So that could be part of it. But 3 steals defensively. She has been good on the defensive side for sure.
Morris goes 1 of 2. She's up to 20 points. Just get pass up the floor. Goes to Davis, and a tie up from Noble. Possession goes back to Brevard. Andy, another thing in this second half that I think we've seen, Johnson and Wales came out as a more physical team from the jump, but Brevard has matched that here in this second half, as you see right there from Kennedy Noble as the inbounds pass goes to Annalie Morris.
Yeah, that halftime break definitely helped, I think. Getting a lot of rest and then adding another player to the rotation, putting Pettibone in there, making it 9 players playing, like we mentioned, instead of just the 8 we've seen in the first 3 games.
Top of the key, Roan gets it again. Another 3 for Roan. It's her 4th. And she continues to scorch the net. She has 13 points on 4 made threes and a free throw. Top of the key for Layla Toscano. Near side kick for Preston. Brevard leads by 23 with 3 minutes to play. Preston tries another 3. This time it falls. 15 for Preston. She's 3 of 13 from 3. Kick up the floor, Roan. She'll try again, and it's good. 5 threes for Christina Roan, a large contributor to Brevard's 14 threes on 24 attempts here in the home opener. Free throw line, Toscano, back out Daniel. She'll try a triple, missed everything. And Noble skies for the board. Kick up the floor for Morris, who will slow things down with 2.5 to play. And a 23-point lead inside. Noble wide open. She puts it in.
What a look there by Morris. The defender went out to the corner to guard the three-pointer, and there was Kennedy Noble wide open.
4th assist for Annalie Morris. Inside Davis, she is blocked by Johnson. Here comes Annalie down the lane. Right-hand layup, No good, but a foul on Toscano. I think the Tornadoes are going to look at this film and what they did in the second half and have a really good plan for success moving forward. This has been a clinical second half of play for Brevard, now shooting almost 46% from the field and holding Johnson & Wales near that season average that the Tornadoes have allowed, 32.9%, as Morris's free throw is good. She has 21.
We've played 18 minutes here in the second half, and the Wildcats have only scored 19 points. So that just shows how great this defense has been in the second half.
2 for 2 from the line for Morris, and the Tornadoes lead 83-56. Entry pass, now kick back out. Preston tries again and got it. Another 3 for Preston. She has 4 on the evening. She pressures Morris in the backcourt, deflects it away, but Morris finds a safety valve in Miller. Miller up the floor, has it deflected away, and it's taken away by Deasia Crawford. Up the floor for Bryant, one-on-one. Bryant Euro step, layup good, plus a foul. Crafty move from Gabby Bryant. And she gets the 2 plus a foul and go to the line for one more. Only the third free throw of the night for Johnson & Wales.
Looked like Morris got caught there trying to take a charge, and then Eurostep made her play some defense, and that's what caused the foul there.
Here's Kennedy Gentry into the contest for the Tornadoes for the first time tonight. Sends Noble to the bench as Bryant's and one free throw rolls home. Minute 39 to play. Tornadoes look to be cruising to a home opening victory as Roan breaks the pressure from Bryant up the floor. 20 to shoot for the Tornadoes. Crossover by Roan into the lane. Flips off Johnson. Mid-range jumper, no good. A really nice move is Corletta Daniels gliding up the floor. Tries a right-hand layup. It's good. Daniels leaked out. And Donald Hudson's going to burn a timeout. Not liking what he's seeing here in the last couple of minutes. As the Wildcats cut it to 19, but going to have to do a lot in the final minute and 16 seconds in this fourth quarter. Andy, before we head to a quick break, what's impressed you so much in this second half from the Tornadoes?
I think it's definitely been the bench play. It's been 4 different girls in this one that have really shown some really bright spots for the Tornadoes, and it really shows what they can do, what they don't need to put so much on their top scorers. Instead, just like let everybody play. And as we see tonight, 16 points for Christine Roan, Malika Rankinen with 10, Kenny Noble at 9. So
we'll keep it right here as we're at the timeout. Another thing we haven't talked much about tonight, really nice crowd here for the women's home opener on a Friday where most students, you'll be heading home in a day or two, are on break already.
Yeah.
But a really nice turnout as Morris brings it across the timeline for Brevard. She's pressured again by Preston. Morris drives to the cup, lays it in. The action off the pressure from Preston has been really impressive, especially from Morris, who is up to 24. We're under a minute to play. The pass taken away by Johnson. It finds the hands of Roan. Kick up the floor, Gentry. Gentry down the lane, layup, good. Kennedy Gentry on the board. And a stoppage here. It is 87-64 Tornadoes. Maybe just a chance for a sub here. Mackenzie Harris at the scorer's table. And Mackenzie will come in. I mentioned our connection. Good to see Mackenzie on the floor tonight. From my hometown, Salem, Virginia, very familiar with her family. If the Harris family is tuned in, first of all, thanks for tuning in. And secondly, happy holidays, and I hope to cross paths when I return home in the next couple of days. Top of the key, Gabby Bryant. She drives inside, right-hand layup, no, but a foul on Caden Johnson. So Johnson will head to the free throw, excuse me, Bryant will head to the line with 38.2 seconds to play. Another sub coming in, Gabby Golphin.
Yeah, as this one closes in, we see a career-high 24 points coming from Annalie Morris.
Tornadoes have really filled it up tonight as Bryant's first free throw is good. Wildcats 4 of 4 from the line, perfect from the stripe, but haven't gotten there much this evening.
Tornadoes with 15 free throws made, 20 on the night taken.
Bryant's second free throw is through. And it's a 21-point game. Inbounds pass to Morris. Golphin applying the pressure. Morris once again breaks the pressure. She's been so good tonight in so many different facets. She drives inside, tried to flip it out to Gentry. She's bowled over. No call. Bryant down the lane. Her layup good. Shot clock is off with 23.4 to play as a long pass to Kaden Johnson. She brings it across the midcourt stripe. Picks up her dribble, hands off to Roan. Roan is fouled by Bryant. She'll head to the free throw line. I think for the Wildcats, the positives you take away here in your first loss of the season, relentless pressure throughout the game, and that has continued here in the last minute of this contest. And Layla Toscano was scorching hot in the first half. All 15 points came in that first half. As Roan's first free throw, no good. But a double-double for Toscano, that's become the norm for her. Averaging a double-double. Extends her double-double streak to 5 games as the second free throw falls.
I mean, yeah, you can't say it was a terrible game. They had 3 double-digit scores for sure. Preston with 18 to lead the team in this one.
And a stoppage for some reason. I think the Wildcats might have burned a timeout with 15 seconds to go. Andy, so we can get out of here when this one concludes. I think really good showing and something we can expect for Brevard in a busy stretch. You got Warren Wilson Monday, Barry on Tuesday before the holiday.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, Pettibone definitely came in as a great performance for sure. And a lot of the bench, Christina Roan, see a lot of her this year. She'll definitely be a bright spot for the Tornadoes.
A season high 88 points for Brevard as Bryant tries a near wing 3. No good. Front of the rim, Morris with the rebound, and that will probably do it. Harris with pressure in the backcourt. It's deflected away. Morris keeps it. Now a jump ball call. Possession will go to the Wildcats. Good pressure there from Johnson and Wales. Again, not letting off the pedal. You can't overcome a 20-point deficit in 4.4 seconds, but certainly trying their best. Kick to the corner and a 3 for Golphin. An air ball, and Roan grabs a rebound. And that will do it. Brevard surges in the second half, outscores Johnson and Wales by 24 points to win 88-68. What a game this was. And we'll have plenty of more women's basketball coming up. Andy, unfortunately, you will not be my broadcast partner the next 2 games, and I'm very upset about that. But I will have Rick Green with me here on the call. Andy, any last thoughts before you prepare to head home for the holidays?
No, I mean, just a really exciting win for the Tornadoes. 20-point win in the home opener. Love to see that, and excited to see how this team progresses as the season keeps going.
Ryan Wilkes joined alongside Andy Farringer as we have been all season. We wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. For the Johnson and Wales fans, have a great holiday. For the Brevard fans, talk to you again Monday as the Tornadoes take on Warren Wilson in a men's and women's doubleheader here inside the Bosch. What a start it is for the women's basketball team. Now 3-1 with his 20-point win tonight. We'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you then.